मी भाऊसाहेब सीताराम आरोटे, RBNB College, Serampur. Today we see the point for 11 science flower. What is meant by flower? If we see the definition of flower, flower is highly modified and condensed shoot. Flower is highly modified and condensed shoot, especially developed for sexual reproduction. These are the highly modified and condensed shoot. What is meant by condensed shoot? Why it is known as the shoot? You always know about the shoot. Shoot having the nodes and internodes. Shoot having the nodes and internodes. Why it is known as the condensed or as a modified? Why it is known as the condensed as well as modified? You always know about. Suppose the nodes are fitted compactly on the floral hole, that is the insertion. On the floral holes, they contain the nodes and internodes. These nodes and internodes are seen on the stem. The nodes are seen on the stem. If we see, these are the sugar cane. These are the sugar cane. On these sugar canes, there are number of nodes and internodes can be seen. Here, these are the nodal portion. Here, these are. It is also the nodal portion. Distance between two nodes, it is known as the internode. So this type of the appearance will be found on the stem. So like of this same appearance will be found on the flowers, that is nodes and internodes, but they are fitted they compressed or as a compactly arranged, that is very condensed. That is flower having the 4 nodes and 3 internodes. Flowers having 3 nodes, flowers having 4 nodes and 3 internodes. If we see the arrangement of flower, that is the basal portion, these are long and elongated part, it is known as the stalk or as a peduncle, stalk or pedicel or as a peduncle. This cup shaped or as a cup shaped or saucer shaped or concave as well as convex type of the thalamus are present. These are the thalamus. On this thalamus, number of insertion or floral holes, number of insertion, that is nodal portion, can be seen. So outermost hole or node, it is known as the calyx. These are the calyx. Second node, these are the corolla. Second node are the corolla. Third node or as insertion or third hole, these are the androecium. And central part of the flower, it is known as the gynoecium. These are the gynoecium. What are the nodes and what are the internodes on this flower? So flowers contain the 4 nodes and 3 internodes. See here, these are the calyx and corolla. Distance between the calyx and corolla, these are the 4 nodes: calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. These are the 4 nodes. In between these 4 nodes, there are the some very compressed or very small distance between the calyx and corolla. This distance, it is known as the internodes. So distance between 4 nodes, here are the 3 internodes are here. So the flowers are known as the highly modified and condensed shoot because they contain the 4 nodes. These are the calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Calyx and corolla, these are the, when we see the when we go outer from the inner, outer first roll or layer is the calyx. They are green in color. To attract, they are important function of these having the protective as well as photosynthetic, because they contain the chlorophyll pigment. They have the green color. If we see the next row, that is next row. These are the corolla. It may be colored. Different color of the corolla, or it is also known as the petals, will be seen into the second roll or as a second sepals, second leaf roll. So these are very attractive to attract the insect for the pollination, because these are the color, and important function of it to protect the internal two important hole, that is the androecium and gynoecium. Next to it, that is the androecium, it is the male gamete. They contain the male gamete, that is pollen grains they contain the pollen grains. These are the male gamete, so it is known as the androecium. And the central part, or at the on, that is the fourth roll, these are the gynoecium. These gynoecium having female reproductive part, they contain the ovule, that is the seeds. They contain the ovule or a seed. If we see the androecium and androecium is again divided into three parts. Androecium is divided into three parts. Which are these? Suppose these are the structure of the androecium. These are the upper part. It is known as the anther. The upper part is the anther. The connection between these, here are the connective, and long and elongated part, these are the filament. What is the function of filament? To keep erect the anther towards inside the flower, to come in contact with the insect for the pollination. Connective, that is connection between the anther, these connection between the anther and filaments. And upper part, these are the sac-like portion, bag-like portion. They contain the pollen grains. These are the male gamete, plays important role for the sexual reproduction. See the important role, these are the very essential role. These are the fourth role, that is the gynoecium. Gynoecium is again divided into three parts. What is which are the three parts of the gynoecium? Suppose see. These are the gynoecium. These are the, see what is the structure of it and what it's, they will be divided into which part. So these are the upper part. It is known as the receiver. It is also known as the stigma. These are somewhat sticky. When insect give visit to here, that is pollen grain sticks to here. Here long and elongated, these are the style. And lower and swollen portion, these are the ovary. This ovary contains the ovules. These are the swollen parts. These are the ovary, they contain the ovules. So gynoecium, these are the female reproductive parts. Again divided into three parts. These are the stigma. This is the uppermost part. They have ability to receive the pollen grain. When insect give visit to these flowers, the pollen grain sticks to the back or as the body of this insect, and these pollen grain fall on the stigma. So it is known as the receive. The ability to receive the pollen grain. Long and elongated styles are there. Long and elongated fiber-like or thread-like portion, it is known as the style. And basal swollen parts, these are the basal swollen part. They contain the number of ovules. So it is known as the ovary. They contain the ovule. These are the three parts. If we see that is flowers. So the flowers are highly modified and condensed shoot for the sexual reproduction. Flowers directly take part in the reproduction of the plant lives. So again, next point we see, that is the insertion of floral root. Insertion means that is the arrangement. What type of the arrangement? If we see there are the four holes, that is calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium are there. But what type of the arrangement of these rolls, sepals, petals will be found. So these are again here having these three type of the floral hole or insertion of floral holes can be found. First see the hypogynous. If you compare to these three holes. Second is the perigynous. Last is the epigynous. What is insertion of floral hole? That is arrangement of calyx, corolla, androecium on the flower, because central part of the gynoecium. See, hypo means below, hypo means below, gynous means gynoecium. Gynous means gynoecium. What is meant by hypogynous? If see the meaning of hypogynous, hypo means below and gynous means gynoecium. What below the gynoecium? So number that is remaining all holes. Which are the remaining all holes? Except gynoecium. Remaining all holes, that is the calyx and calyx, corolla, androecium are arises below the gynoecium. So this type of the arrangement or insertion of the floral hole, it is known as the hypogynous flower. See, if we see the structure like of the hypogynous flower, so these are the thalamus. On this thalamus, these are the concave convex type of the convex concave, or as a cup shaped or as a saucer shaped thalamus can be seen. Here are the central part. First we draw the figure like of the central part. These are the gynoecium. Solan parts, these solan part, these are the ovary, or as a these are the ovary. See the structure of these. What type of the arrangement of this insertion or the floral hole can be found between it? So why name is given, that is the hypogynous. So lower portion or the lower part, these are the calyx. They will be arises below the gynoecium. Then next hole, these are the corolla. These are the corolla. That is, it is also known as the petal. And again, these are the next third roll. These are the androecium. So these all three holes, calyx, corolla, androecium, are arises below the gynoecium. So this type of the arrangement will be found in this flower. So this type of the flower are known as the hypogynous flower. So this hypogynous flower is nothing but they are having the superior ovary. They are having the superior ovary. What is meant by superior ovary? Because on the basal portion of the ovary, all remaining three holes, calyx, corolla and androeciums are arises below the gynoecium. So this type of the arrangement, it is known as the hypogynous or insertion of floral hole. These are the hypogynous. See the next type, that is the best example. As an example, see पाहायचं असेल तर best example for this, that is the hibiscus rosa sinensis. Hibiscus, brinjal. These are the best example for it. Next we see, that is the perigynous. Peri means that is half. Peri means that is the in Marathi, that is peripheral or as a ज्याला कड आपण म्हणतो तशा प्रकारे. What is meant by peripheral? Suppose these are the gynoecium. These are the gynoecium. These are the cup shaped thalamus. These are the cup shaped thalamus. In between this cup shaped thalamus, see structure. Here are the thalamus. Here are the gynoecium. But remaining floral holes are arises to the middle of the ovary. Here are the calyx, here are the corolla, here are the androecium. These are the calyx, these are the corolla, these are the androecium. So remaining three holes will be arises to the middle of ovary. So it is known as the perigynous flower. Because why? Half part of the gynoecium, that is floral holes will be arises half part of the gynoecium. So it is known as the perigynous flower. These flowers is known as the half superior and half inferior flower, because 50-50, half upward and half downward position. So these are the half superior and half inferior. So this type of the flower, it is known as the perigynous flowers. Then next flower, that is the epigynous flowers. What is meant by epigynous flower? If we see the example of the perigynous flower, that is rose are the best example for it. Gulab, rose are the best example for it. Between the rose, that is half superior and half ovary can be found. These are the perigynous flower will be found into the rose. The next example, that is the epigynous. What is meant by epi? Epi means above, and gynous means gynoecium. Gynous means gynoecium. What is the above? What is above? What is above? Means ovary. Floral holes will be arises above the ovary. You always know about the pumpkin, dangar, chakki, bhopla, dodka, bitter gourd, like of this. Back, again as we know the gawa, Peru. That is fruits are back and flowers are front to it. So this type of the arrangement, that is epigynous arrangement, can be found between this, that is the gawa, Peru, different type of the pumpkins. See what type of the structure will be found here. See, these are the gynoecium. Again here are the thalamus. These are the thalamus, these are the peduncle or as a pedicel. See, these are the flower. Here are the, here in between this, that is the floral hole will be arises to the like of this. When they goes toward the it's like of this, then floral holes will be arises here the upper portion. Somewhat they directly arises on the gynoecium. See here, these are the thalamus here. The number of these are the calyx. These are the corolla. Here are the androecium. Again are the these are the gynoecium. These are the basal part. These are the ovary. This type of the arrangement can be found in this part, in this type of the flowers. These are the epigynous flower. Best example gava. Peru जर पाहिलं, Gava is the best example for it. Insertion of floral hole. If we compare between these three, that is the hypogynous, perigynous and epigynous flowers. Hypo means below the gynoecium. Hypo means below. Gynous means gynoecium. Floral hole, calyx, corolla, androecium. These are the floral hole will be arises below the gynoecium. This type of the arrangement, it is known as the hypogynous flowers. If we see, that is ovary of these flowers are the superior ovary. G are the abbreviation of it. So the underline G and underline, these are the symbol for it, that is superior ovary. The next is the perigynous. Peri means half part of the gynoecium, that is the remaining floral hole, that is calyx, corolla and androecium will be arises to the middle of the ovary. That is the ovary is half superior and half inferior. So this type of the arrangement is known as the perigynous flowers. And symbol like of this, that is the middle of G, dash the middle of G, these are the half superior and half inferior. These are the symbol for it. Best example, that is rose. Then last example, that is the epigynous. In this epigynous flower, that is ovary is inferior. Inferior means the basal portion, that is the fruits can be seen, that is ovary can be seen. On this upper part of this, that is calyx, corolla, androecium will be arises to the tip portion, or as a epi above. Epi means above the gynoeciums. So this type of the arrangement can be found probably in the gava or as a some pumpkins, bitter gourd, like of these plants. So it indicates like of the symbol G, G bar. So this ovary, it is known as the inferior ovary. So today we see that is the flower. What is meant by flower? Flower is highly essential for the sexual reproduction. These are the highly modified and condensed shoot, specially developed for the sexual reproduction. If we see the part of the flower having the 4 part, probably 5 parts, that is so long and elongated parts. These are the pedicel or as a stalk. On the stalk, thalamus are present. On the thalamus, 4 holes. That is the 4 nodal portion can be seen. Calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. These are the 4 nodal portion. In between these 4 nodal portions, there are the 3 internodes. So it is known as the highly modified and condensed shoot. On the shoot, nodes and internode are present. So like of these on the flowers, that is nodes and internodes are present. So it is known as the highly modified and condensed shoot. They contain the 4 type of the roles: calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Calyx, corolla are the protective as well as attractive to insects for the pollination. It cannot take part directly for the pollination or as a fertilization. So these are it is also known as the non-essential. So middle two part, the androecium and gynoecium, these are the male reproductive part. They directly take part for the reproduction. So it is known as the non-accessory and essential. These are the accessory. It is not accessory, but these are the essential and non-accessory. So it was the part of the flower, that is calyx, corolla, androecium. Okay, thank you.